additional comments? Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Mr. Sharp. On one note, and then I think I might have some thoughts in regards to Mrs. Finkham's comments. Just a couple of comments to what Mrs. Finkham has just said. I guess, as I think about this, not sure that recusal is the answer in this particular situation. I have read the suit. I'm not an attorney, but my review of the suit says to me that it may not have a lot of merit. Those of us on council who have watched these things in the past know that our city attorney and his staff do not take an easy path when it comes to suits that don't have a lot of merit. They seek to protect the taxpayers of the city of Carmel as strongly and as forcefully as they can. And thus, there is a good possibility that this lawsuit will be ongoing for a long time. It will be ongoing for very possibly 2 years or more. It's a situation not unlike what took place when the annexation of Southwest Clay was before us. That took a long time to get settled. It was in the courts for a long time. In fact, Mrs. Schleith was part of the group that brought that to court and prolonged it for as long as it was prolonged. And I would say to my council colleagues that recusal on the budget and recusal on a number of these other items that Mrs. Finkham has mentioned may not be appropriate from the standpoint of what we have to do as a council. It will be incumbent upon us, more than likely, to point out on many different occasions during the next 2 years, if that's how long it takes, that Mr. Schleif may not be in a position to vote on this or that matter. A number of my colleagues know that we had executive sessions to talk about strategy in regards to the annexation of Southwest Clay. Obviously, Mr. Schleif would have to recuse herself from those meetings. We could not discuss strategy when a plaintiff representative who stood to gain personally from the lawsuit was going to be sitting in on those strategy sessions. So it seems to me that this is a situation where recusal is probably not enough, that it may well be that we should encourage Mr. Schleif to actually resign her seat from the council. This is a very unusual situation. It's a situation that has never come up before, that I can tell, but it's also a very unusual situation that's never come up before, I think, in the history of the city of Carmel, where we have had a city council member sue the city personally. And so I think very possibly we need to look at this on a long-term basis, because I think that's what it's going to be. And we may well be better off from an overall representational standpoint for the people of her district, some of whom were not even part of the Southwest Clay annexation, to let the precinct committee members sit in caucus to name a new council person if Mrs. Schleif elects to do so. That may be the most helpful thing for her district and the city overall. So I would just urge the councilwoman to look at that alternative. I'd urge that if she finds other alternatives that may be appropriate, such as dropping out of the suit as a personal plaintiff in the suit, that might be appropriate, although it would still give me some concern if she was involved in the executive sessions as we get down to looking at strategy on this. But there may be other ways short of resigning from the council. But I don't think recusal on a case-by-case basis is maybe the best way for the city and its citizens concerned. and everybody concerned. So I just want to make those thoughts known.
Thank you. Further comments?